Okay guys, this is a quick overview of the new custom components feature of Optikon. To use custom components, just save your existing level or load a saved level, which I will do now. Now, custom components are fairly straightforward. It's essentially a way of creating components that generate code that you specify. The code can be inserted into effectively one of three places: the load callback, the draw callback, or you can insert an entirely custom function, and you can reuse that custom component over and over again in your level, and you can even transfer the custom components to any other levels that you're building with Optikon. So to create a custom component, select the custom components button, and all of your custom components will appear in this list box here. Obviously I don't have any custom components at the moment, which is why it's empty, so I'm going to create a new custom component. Now it's asking me here to name the component type, so what I want to do is create a custom component that inserts a print function. So it doesn't have much use, and no doubt you guys can find more creative ways of utilizing this feature, but I'm going to call it printer. Now when I create this custom component and when it's inserted into the level, I can specify if an image for this custom component should appear in the visual level designer, which is this section here. In my case, I do want an image to appear in the visual level designer, but you can leave this blank, and what it means is anytime you insert a custom component, it won't appear in the visual level designer, but it will appear in code over here. So I'm going to select a random image, which is just a bush, and I can also determine whether or not I want the user to be able to set the image assigned to this custom component anytime it's inserted into the level. In this case, I don't want the user to be able to set the image, so I'm going to leave that unchecked. Now, this is the simple function that I'm going to insert, and I'm going to insert it here as a custom function. And of course you can use this load feature to actually load LÖVE files directly into one of these three boxes. So obviously anything you insert here will appear in the load callback, anything you insert here will generate code in the draw callback, and anything you insert here will generate custom code, a custom function rather, at the end of your body of code. So what I also want to just amend this here, and I'm going to say print, and I want it to print the component name. So we won't know what the component name is until the user enters it into the level. So we can use this code here called component ID, and then that just means that anytime the code is generated, the component ID will be inserted in place of this code, or we should probably call it a shortcut. So I'm going to press save now, and it says the custom component has been created successfully, and you can see it's now been added into my custom components list, which I can now insert into the visual level designer. It says add printer component, and you'll see that the user can't change the image because you've specified that the image should remain static and unchangeable, which is why this text box here is disabled, and also why the user can't edit the image. I'm going to call the component printer component, and I'm going to press OK, and now my custom component has been inserted into my visual level designer. But you'll also see here, if I just open up the text, the code, you'll see that my custom function has been inserted, and where I inserted that shortcut, it's been replaced with the name of the component I've inserted. So you can obviously open up custom components again, and you can insert it as many times as you like. We'll call it something else this time, so we'll call it printer component 2. Press OK, so it's inserted it again, and it's generated the exact same code, and again it's inserted the component name here. So I think it's fairly straightforward, and I really look forward to seeing all of the creative uses that you guys come up with in terms of custom components, and I would encourage you to share your custom components as well. The way you can do that is if you go to the folder where you have saved your level, there is a custom components folder, and your custom component will appear here. You can copy and paste this into the custom components folder of other levels you've created, so that will carry through your custom components, or you can just share this online if you want to share custom components with other users. Going back to the custom components menu, you can actually edit the custom component if you ever decide to tweak the code that's being generated. I think this time I'm going to enable this because I do actually want the user to be able to change the image anytime it's inserted into the visual level designer. So I'll just press save. So next time it's inserted, you'll see that I can actually change the image assigned to this custom component when it is inserted into the visual level designer, and therefore the image can be edited. So you can also, as well as editing components, you can obviously insert, you can create a new component by selecting this button, and you can delete it if you no longer have any use for the custom component. So that is a basic overview of this new feature. It is a work in progress, obviously, as is Optikon in general, but obviously if you encounter any problems, do let us know, and we look forward to seeing what uses you come up with for the custom components feature. Thank you.